It's here. The weekend you've been waiting for. The one weekend where forming a line just to take an elevator isn't an inconvenience, it's part of the experience. Where weirdos in wigs, freaks in fursuits, and psychos in spandex are the star attraction. Where the drink every time you see a Deadpool game is certain to cause alcohol poisoning. Where anime is real. Where you are free to be yourself, and not a single person can say a damn thing against it. This is YOUMACON! Okay, hang on. I need a minute. Phew. Hello everyone! My name is Nick and welcome to the updated, hopefully future-proofed, and lemon-scented version of my beginner's guide to YOUMACON video from 2018. I got a couple good friends to help me with the new video and I'd like you to meet them.
Hiya, I'm Pixie.
Hello, I am Cherry.
The point of this video is to introduce newcomers to the wonderful anime convention in Detroit known as YOUMACON. We want to inform you of everything you need to know regarding the con and to help you have a good time. Even for the experienced folks, there's some good refreshers in here to keep you up to date. Let's be clear though, we don't have all the answers, but there are resources that we'll mention throughout the video that can help you with any additional questions. Not to mention there's already lots of videos out there on general convention etiquette. But enough yammering, let's get to it! Number 1. The Basics. YOUMACON is a 4-day anime convention held in downtown Detroit at the Renaissance Center and TCF Center. The con always takes place on the first weekend of November, sometimes falling on Halloween. The first day, Thursday, is free to all who wish to attend. That being said, there isn't very much programming that day save for some panels and other small events. Friday is where the real show starts. You have the dealer hall, artist alley, video gaming room, tabletop room, more panels, etc. From Friday through Sunday, the majority of programming requires a badge to enter. However, you can still enter the convention without a badge. You just need one to enter the places I just listed. Any room where a badge is required will have a staff member by the door checking people's badges.
Number 2. Cash is king. For those of you who are planning to purchase a badge at the con, bring cash. They do not take any form of payment that isn't cash. In case you forgot to bring some but you have a card, there are plenty of ATMs throughout the TCF Center. Please remember to grab cash so you don't get to the registration booth only to realize you're broke and have to wait in line all over again after hitting an ATM. Switching gears, quite a few of the vendors in the dealer hall use Square or other means of taking card payments, but it definitely doesn't hurt to have extra cash in case the only vendor that has that one Anpanman keychain you really want doesn't take card payments.
Number 3. YOUMACON's other name is LINECON. One thing YOUMACON is known for is its horrendously long line for purchasing a badge, especially on Friday and Saturday. If you didn't pre-register, expect to wait in line between an hour and a half to 2 hours unless you get there really early. Or if you were like me and got there late my very first time to YOUMACON, 4 hours in line on a Friday afternoon. For those of you wearing high heels or other not-so-comfortable footwear, it's highly encouraged that you bring something more comfortable to wear while waiting in line. Now, some of you, like myself, went and did the smart thing and pre-registered. In that case, you can pick up your badge on Thursday, while the at-the-door peasants have to wait until Friday. The pre-reg line is usually much shorter on Thursday and Friday. Our group waited less than an hour for our badges on Thursday night. And while you're waiting, make it fun. Strike up conversation with the people you're waiting with, check out everyone's cosplays, make some new friends, and get your groove on because there will be at least 3 people going down the line with speakers blasting music and dead memes. Trust us, there are a lot of ways to make your own fun here.
Number 4. United we stand, divided we end up. Since YOUMACON is split between 2 different buildings, that means the programming is also split between them. As of 2019, the video gaming room, dealer hall, and artist alley are located in the TCF Center. However, some panels, photo shoots, tabletop gaming, and the dance are hosted in the Renaissance Center. So if you're coming to the con with a group, there will be time conflicts and eventually everyone splits up to go to their respective events. And that's okay. There will be plenty of opportunities for your squad to reunite and look dazzling together.
Number 5. $5 goes a long way, literally. While we're on the topic of the 2 buildings, it's worth noting that it takes about 10 minutes to walk from one building to the other. If you don't feel like walking, then at registration, there is an option to buy a $5 weekend pass for the Detroit People Mover. do it. It's worth being able to take a break for a few minutes and watch Detroiters get weirded out by a bunch of nerds in costumes. Keep in mind that it's a shorter ride to the TCF Center from the RenCen than vice versa. It's only 4 stops to get to TCF, but 9 to get to the Renaissance Center. Just keep some earplugs handy for when the weebs start singing.
Number 6. LINECON'S other name is ESCALATORCON. It happens every single year. Some of the escalators in a Renaissance Center just stop working and they don't get fixed for the whole weekend. And contrary to what Mitch Hedberg said, the escalators at the con do not become stairs, just closed. Fear not, because not every escalator breaks and you could still get around. Not to mention that there are elevators and staircases. If you have no idea how to get somewhere due to a broken escalator, ask other congoers. There's a good chance someone will know where to go, and odds are they're already heading that way.
Number 7. ESCALATORCON'S other name is ELEVATORCON. If you're staying at the Marriott Hotel located in the upper levels of the Renaissance Center, you're obviously going to be taking the elevators to go to and from your room. However, there's usually a line just to get in. Sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. Last year, I was lucky enough not to have to wait more than 5 or 10 minutes to get to my room, but I've heard of wait times of up to half an hour. Our advice is to be prepared to stay out of your room for as long as possible. Go to the bathroom before you leave and pack plenty of snacks and pop and vodka, water to keep you going throughout the day. Having cash and/or a card on you is nice in case you need to buy something, and keeps you from having to run all the way back to your room to grab money. Try not to go back to your room except to sleep, change into another cosplay, and/or shower. Which brings us to our next point.
Number 8. Shower. Seriously, shower. Us weeaboos are insufferable enough as it is when we don't smell like fermented gutter sludge. If your cosplay makes you sweaty, that's understandable. Mine gets that way sometimes. Wash whatever part of your cosplay you can so it doesn't stink the next day. Wash it in the shower of your hotel room. It's possible. I've done it. Do everyone a favor and shower. If you really can't, at least use deodorant. Please. And no, Axe body spray is not and will never be a substitute for a shower. Cleanse your carcass.
Number 9. Detroit loves ya, baby! Despite what modern media shows us in film and television, Detroit isn't some crime-ridden wasteland where only the bravest souls dare to tread. In reality, much of the city has turned over a new leaf within the past decade and is a great place to walk around in. The convention takes place in downtown Detroit, where not many serious crimes occur. Most of the good places to eat are located downtown and are either a short Uber or a people mover right away. On the topic of restaurants, the 3 big ramen joints in Detroit are Johnny Noodle King, Ima, and Urban Ramen. All are pretty good, all are pretty small, and all will be packed with weebs. But at least they're all in relatively safe areas. Maru Sushi is also downtown, but it's a little pricey. Just use common sense and stay in the well-lit parts of town with lots of people and sidewalks that don't have grass growing out of them. Remember, nothing good happens in Highland Park after dark. Follow this advice and you won't get Detroited.
Stay out of trouble.
Number 10. This should go without saying, but people suck, so we gotta say it. On Friday and Saturday night, there's a dance that goes on in the RenCen Ballroom. It's not my cup of tea, but if you like loud EDM, glow sticks, and sweat, you'll have a blast. However, it does attract its fair share of creeps. Fairly often, you'll see people post in the YOUMACON Facebook group that they were inappropriately touched or grabbed at the dance by some chud that has no respect for personal space, no decency, and definitely no sauce. Many who go to the dance have made special outfits for the occasion, and at times they're pretty revealing. As everyone should know, cosplay is not consent, and the wild atmosphere of the dance doesn't create exceptions. If you're gonna be a jerk and get handsy, don't be surprised when you start catching more hands than booty. But for anyone that does get grabbed with no consent or witnesses that happening, don't be afraid to call the offender out. They're drastically outnumbered by non-perverts, and there's also security at the event. That's not to say that being groped is a guarantee. Odds are you'll probably be left alone. For the perverts, if you're really that desperate to cop a feel, there's plenty of always consenting body pillows that you can buy at the dealer hall.
Yamero!
Okay, maybe not that one.
Number 11. Leave your real weapons at the door. This seems pretty obvious, but some people need to hear this. Real weapons are not allowed at the convention. Guns, knives, swords, anything that is inherently designed to inflict damage on a living thing is generally not permitted. You'll need to resort to safer alternatives such as airsoft guns, non-firing prop guns, Nerf blasters, wooden, plastic, and/or foam melee weaponry, etc. If you're bringing any prop weapons, make sure that they get inspected and peace bonded by a member of security. It's also wise to affix an orange tip to any replica firearms to denote that they're just props. If you can't be bothered with any of that, then don't bring anything. While this isn't exactly related, it's important to note that masks are not permitted in the Renaissance Center outside of the dance. I know, it might kill your drip, but it's not worth the trouble. If a member of security tells you to do something, just do it and save everyone the headache.
Number 12. We have food at home. You don't have to mosey around Detroit in your cosplay to get something to eat if you don't want to. The bottom floor of the Renaissance Center has a wide variety of fast food restaurants for a quick pick-me-up or a cheap breakfast for your con squad. Burger King, Salsaritas, Subway, and Coneytown are just a few places located conveniently in the Ren said food court. If you and your friends have cash to spend, Granite City Food and Brewery is one of our favorite dinner spots located in the Renaissance Center. Point is, you can get a bite to eat here without boiling water in your hotel room's coffee pot to make instant ramen.
Number 13. Hot take alert! I'll say it, YOUMACON is not an anime convention, it is a pop culture convention. Now before you try and kill me with your oversized anime swords your weeaboo arms have a hard time lifting, hear me out. Many of the con's attractions aren't limited to just Japanese media, and that includes the cosplays. I bring this up because I was once at a panel at a different convention where we were sharing con stories, and one of the attendees stated he thought it was annoying seeing comic book heroes and American video game characters at anime conventions, saying that if he wanted to see that, he'd rather go to Comic-Con or PAX. Thankfully, nearly everyone in the room shut him down. Gatekeeping is already a problem in the cosplay community, and it doesn't need to grow any larger. In fact, every cosplay I've brought to Yoma was not of Japanese origin. So if you take issue with these cosplays, I have a few words for you.
Loser! You're a loser!
Number 14. Use the internet while it's still legal. YOUMACON has an unofficial Facebook group aptly titled YOUMACON. It's important to know that it's not run by con staff, but by longtime attendees. It's a good resource for discussion regarding the convention, and there's plenty of answers to any questions you might have. But please, adhere to the rules in the group's description because they're strictly enforced. The admins are good people, but don't be the one to complain about your question getting deleted when it's been asked multiple times. That's what the search function is for. In fact, some of the more frequently asked questions have already been answered on the YOUMACON website. There are links to these pages and more in the description of this video.
Number 15.
Dude, where's my spot? Admittedly, this one is kind of our weak point. Parking for YOUMACON is tricky to explain because there's a ton of different parking garages near TCF and the Rensen. Plus, depending on if you're attending one day or the whole weekend and staying in a hotel, some lots are better than others. While the TCF rooftop lot can be convenient, many recommend the Greektown Casino parking garage because the People Mover is a short walk away and they apparently offer free parking during the weekdays, which extends to the weekend if you parked there on Thursday. Take this with a grain of salt because parking prices change throughout the year and depending on what events are going on in Detroit. Yuma 2015 had a Red Wings game and a Luke Bryan concert on the same weekend, so free parking was very scarce. Bottom line, have some money set aside for parking and do your research to see which lot is best for you.
Number 16. Final thoughts.
As someone who's attended YOUMACON for years, there's a few tips that I like to give new attendees. First of all, you might want to carry around a backpack or an eat-a bag. This is convention common sense, but especially considering that you're traveling between two buildings, it gives you a place to put things you purchased at the dealer hall and a good place to hold your cell phone if you don't have pockets in your cosplay. And speaking of cell phones, since this is a convention where it's harder to get back to your room, it may be a good idea to bring a charger and a battery pack for your cell phone, so you don't end up with a dead mobile device halfway through your day. And last but not least, the People Mover stop at the Renaissance Center is outdoors. So if you're like me and you get cold easily, it might be a good idea to toss a blanket or a jacket in your eat-a-bag.
Please learn to take no for an answer, and I don't just mean the cosplay is not consent stuff. At cons, there's so many people with shared interests that it becomes easier to be more bold and outgoing, and that's totally fine. It's great to try and step out of your comfort zone at a healthy pace, and a con is just the place for a lot of shy, introvert nerds to try and do so. But it's important to still be respectful. If you find the courage to ask a cutie to go and get coffee with you at that Starbucks, or to dance with your shy friend at the rave, and they still say no, pat yourself on the back for doing something different and move on. Getting pouty or calling them no fun just sours the mood for everybody and doesn't change their mind.
Well, that's about all we've got. Everything else we'd tell you is either common sense or was already covered extensively in other videos about how to behave at conventions. If you have any concerns we didn't address, follow number 14 and do your own research on YOUMACON'S website or the Facebook groups. Or drop a comment below this video. As long as you respect the venue, the rules, and your fellow con-goers, odds are you're going to have a great time. YOUMACON is a weekend for you to be yourself and let go of real-life concerns. Just focus on having fun. Shameless self-promotion time! My name is Nick Gikas, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and obviously YouTube at the links in the description. I make videos for fun and I do voiceovers professionally. If you see me in any of these cosplays over Yoma weekend, don't be afraid to say hi.
My name is Maggie Hodgkin, though most of the internet calls me Pixiemage. You can find me under that name on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, where I post cosplay content, fandom song parodies, and cosplay music videos. I love Disney, Harry Potter, and music! So if you see me at the con, come say hi. I love making new convention friends.
My name is... I recorded my voice while sick as Hrena, so I hope you enjoyed my robot voice during this video. I don't really do cosplay so much as I do cutesy fashion. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I also did the art for this video, and you can find my art social media in the description as well. Don't be shy to come up to me at YOUMACON and say hello.
Yo dudes, this is Omahamaho / Dale's Gun Club. I recorded the music for this video and also check out my YouTube channel. Hell yeah.